Ballyhoo and welcome. The Passion Project continues. My name is Remedy Robinson, and this is an appreciation. This is an exploration of linguistics, language, and how to hold different conversations all at once, as framed by the peerless poetry of the modern-day master, Elvis Costello. Today's slow drag is with Honey, Are You Straight or Are You Blind? From Blood and Chocolate, released in 1986. The songwriting is credited to Elvis Costello's birth name. It's a frenetic, hard-driving, narratively confusing piece that fits the entire vibe of Blood and Chocolate like a black patent leather glove. A scant 3 havoc-wrecking verses in total, 2 minutes and 7 seconds in total. It's a piece that's worthy of Get Happy from 6 years earlier. The question of straight or blind is as cockeyed as who she is and who you are. Mr. Costello and his pronouns, my golly, he knows how to make a meal out of these tasty morsels. Who do you see when you turn your eyes down? Who do you see when I'm not seeing you? The news is out, all over town, and all these girls that take it turns at being you. Setting in stone the motif that began with its title, this verse starts with a question. Unlike the title, however, perhaps these questions are less rhetorical and more accusatory. This verse has a deceptively simple A-B structure, especially if you factor in the identical rhyme of you on the second and fourth lines. Deceptive, that is, because the rhyme starts long before the end of the line. It's not just you, it's not seeing you that rhymes with at being you, providing a nice slant rhyme of at and not while we're at it. So who is being addressed exactly? We should answer this seemingly obvious question in order to restate it when the second verse goes flying by. Clearly the you being grilled is also the you being informed. Everyone knows she is being replaced, however temporarily it may be. In a stroke of genius, the narrator betrays their vulnerability by exalting rather than replacing her. These little flourishes are so pleasing. All these girls are take it turns at being you. Puts me in mind of the brilliant turn of phrase, only in the opposite direction, in one of my favorite Elvis Costello metaphor minefields, The Town Where Time Stood Still, explored in episode 97 of Slow Drag with Remedy. No amount of darkness could ever turn her into you. Both of these lines, again, speak to Mr. Costello's proficiency in word economy. Well, you'd better make up your mind. Honey, are you straight or are you blind? And speaking of word economy, here again, another great example of Mr. Costello's ability to convey so much with just a single stroke. 3 repeated words, well, when one might have sufficed. Not a chance. Well, could stand in as the shortened version of well, what do we have here? A wonderfully catty, mocking, and sarcastic expression typically uttered by the one with the upper hand. Then, of course, we have the disconcerting honorific, honey, that begins a seemingly rhetorical question, but apropos of what? More to the point, which do you think the narrator would prefer? There are many avenues the collocation of straight and blind can lead us down, sexuality being a prominent contender, of course. For now, though, I'm going to ponder the difference between sober and blackout drunk, the kind of drunk that makes us do things we wouldn't ordinarily do, like flirt, cheat, or at least use it as an excuse to justify actions that take place within the confines of inebriation. So, which one are you, a cheater or an innocent victim of a night out drinking? And not for nothing, why do you think it's so important to make up your mind? She walked in and your eyes flew out the door. You squeezed my hand until the circulation ceases. She's just a doll like so many more. She's the kind of doll that you'd like to pull to pieces. With a textbook ABAB rhyme scheme, this final verse looks and sounds fantastic. But what on earth is he on about? Let's take the first line. Eyes flying out the door nearly sounds like an idiom, and if it is, I failed to find corroboration from Mr. Google, but the guess is she looked quite nice, and that was the result. Okay, so I'm with him so far, sort of. But then in the second line, even if we can guess why, who exactly squeezes his hand? This speaks to a love triangle, but it's so wonderfully convoluted that it's best left to what other interpretation strikes our fancy on any particular listening. This verse ends in a more familiar territory. She's a doll. Party girl, anyone? I've always loved the final line of this verse for a few reasons. Namely, because Mr. Costello wrote it, and he is my hero. But more to the point, at first blush, it might sound harsh, destructive, deliberate. Upon reflection, however, it could be the simple consequence of playing with something too hard and for too long. Call it an innocent yet predictable outcome of all the tumult that has come before it. And then along came When I Was Cruel's Tear Off Your Own Head and recontextualized everything. Striving poets, take notice, nothing is sacred. Anything can be turned on its ear.
Dig it.
Again, this has been a slow drag with Honey, Are You Straight or Are You Blind from 1986's Blood and Chocolate. Sometimes even a slow drag can't help coax the meaning or cohesion out of a piece, especially a seemingly simple piece such as this. It reveals itself to be enigmatic, cheeky, contradictory, oblique. Here's the great part, though. I am nearly certain that you have your own theories, suspicions, and conclusions about Honey, Are You Straight or Are You Blind that you hold dear on an intrinsic level. And I think that nearly begins to get to the heart of why Mr. Costello is so dear, yet so inscrutable to so many of us. Other gems from Blood and Chocolate you'll enjoy a slow drag with are episodes 1, Just Like the Place Where They Take Your Spine. It's a slow drag with Poor Napoleon. Episode 25, Tough and Transparent. It's a slow drag with Crimes of Paris. Episode 51, Blue Becomes You. It's a slow drag with Blue Chair. And episode 67, Like a Matador. That's a slow drag with I Hope You're Happy Now. And episode 90, This Velvet-Lined Purgatory. It's a slow drag with Next Time Round. And that's it for today's slow drag, my friend. Thank you for listening. I'll be back soon with another slow drag, so please follow the show so you won't miss an episode. You can find me on Instagram and Blue Sky Social. As a reminder, I've placed the audiobook version of my first novel, The Most Terrible Time in My Life Ends Thursday, on YouTube. Please follow the link provided if you'd like to listen for free. I know you'd love it. And as always, thank you for helping to get the word out about this little passion project. Truly, it means the world. So until next time, adieu, my little ballyhoo. Slow drag with remedy.